Hello guys, welcome again to another BTC update. I hope you're doing great today. So we have another interesting update for you guys. We're going to be analyzing the macro chart for Bitcoin, the weekly, the 3-day, the daily, and the micro time frames like the 1 hour and the 4 hours to try to understand where this will head in the upcoming future, especially now with the whole war in Ukraine and the whole instability in the stock market. It's going to be very interesting couple of weeks for Bitcoin and crypto for sure. So let's get straight to the charts and see what's happening with BTC. So I'm going to start off with the weekly chart because the monthly is still the same. I'm just going to quickly show you. So there's no real change in the monthly time frame. You're still bearish on the RSI. You're still bearish on the MACD with the bearish MACD cross. You're still bearish on the stochastic, and this still hasn't even finalized yet. So there's still no bottom yet for this bear market that we are in, because we have been in this bear market since December, at least 1st of December, when that confirmation came. And obviously it was confirmed after these signal line and the stochastic RSI line crossed below 20. So this is your confirmation of a bear market. Obviously you have also the weekly EMAs, which are also bearish, which I'll show you next. But generally speaking, the monthly, nothing has really changed on it. We go to the we're also under, just one last thing to note, we're also under the monthly EMAs, as you can see. We are under the monthly 5 and 10 EMA and currently bouncing around the 20 EMA, even I dare say lower. So we're kind of bouncing around the I don't know, let's say I think this is like the 25 EMA on the monthly time frame, which is expected for Bitcoin. This is where usually the bounces happen during the bear markets. As you can see here, we stayed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months closing above this 18 EMA on the monthly time frame. So the 18 EMA currently is sitting around 38,680. So we stayed a couple of months, just ranging above and closing above this monthly EMA till finally we broke through it. We sliced through the 30 EMA, which is coming in around $31,900 right now, and then we capitulated, and then we basically consolidated for another 4 to 5 months, and then we started our bull run once more. So if you're basing technical analysis and you're using history to kind of guide you through what's coming next, this is very well within the cards. So it's not like very far-fetched for this to happen. But I've been saying this for a while, and I will continue to say it. And the key word that I'm going to use here is if, because this keyword needs to be understood by the masses out there, especially the Twitter space. I believe if Bitcoin taps 30 again, so if we see 30K Bitcoin again, then the likelihood of you seeing sub 30, so 23.5, 25, 20K Bitcoin becomes exponentially higher by a lot, by a huge margin. I have my reasons. One of them mostly is liquidation of longs, because I know many people will probably buy the dip at 30 because 30 is previous support. We did that, and similar to what happened around 53,000, which I warned about, by the way. On the first tap we bounce, and that's usually what happens. On the first tap we bounce, second tap we bounce, but then finally it's gonna break. It's not gonna hold forever. So, in my personal opinion, if we tap 30, then it's not gonna hold. And well, first tap will hold, it always does. First to two taps, even 3 taps could hold. But the more you tap it, the more likely is that it's gonna break this time around. Different scenario than May. May we were bullish, everything was bullish. The stochastic RSI was bullish, the monthly time frame was bullish. Now we're reversed. We're in a reverse situation, and you can see the huge wicks on the monthly time frame, how they're being rejected from the EMA. So if we close this monthly like this, it's going to be very bad. For now, I'm eyeing 2 things on the monthly, which I really would like Bitcoin to do. I would really like Bitcoin to hold above the 18 EMA on the monthly time frame, so above 38,700. I really want that to happen for BTC, and monthly close above this, to at least have some scenario similar to this, the worst case scenario, right, where we just range around like a 10K range above the 18 EMA. That's what I would like to see. If we close below if we close the monthly time frame below the 18 EMA, then it's gonna be it's gonna get very, very ugly, because you could see here, once we closed below, what happened next. Basically, we capitulated, and we didn't even hold the 30 EMA. We're coming in right now at $31,000, $31,100. So for me, if I want at least some kind of strength in the crypto market, I would like to see this stay above. General direction is still down. Monthly time frame is bearish. Everything is bearish. So it's not looking good for the monthly indicators. But there is something called the consolidation rule, which I've been talking about continuously over my Twitter. On my Discord members know this already. But this just basically means if your indicators are bearish and you consolidate, it's a bullish sign. And the opposite is true, obviously. If your indicators are bullish and you consolidate, it's a bearish sign. So most likely a drop will come after this consolidation. And the opposite is true for the opposite scenario, where obviously you're bearish, you consolidate, then most likely an upside will happen for BTC. So that is the monthly time frame. I will go to the weekly right now to just check what's up with the weekly. The weekly is still the same in my opinion. We are bearishly crossed under the 18 and 30 EMA. This cross usually 99% of the time signals bull and bear market starts and ends, and bull markets and bear market starts. It's very, very accurate. Only point in time that this wasn't really accurate was around here, which is the COVID dump, where we just basically crossed. But everywhere else, it was very, very accurate. As you can see, you cross bearish, you drop, you try to go above the EMAs, you fail, you drop, you go to hit your head on the EMAs, you fail, you drop, yada, 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 so on and so forth. So you could expect this to be happening as we go further down the road. So we can expect to range between, right now, these EMAs are coming in around $45,500 and $44,800. So we can expect these EMAs to start catching up to us sooner or later, and then our rejection will be lower. So maybe next time we will get rejected around 42,600, which is a very key level in my opinion as well, which I will talk about soon. But yeah, generally speaking, weekly time frame, we are bearish, we are crossed bearish. Now that doesn't mean that we cannot have a bull trap, because we could. Obviously this is TA, but as you can see, I'm gonna zoom in so I can show you the stochastic and the signal line for the stock RSI indicator still haven't given me a confirmation of a cross. So usually a cross comes in the form of this, where basically both signal line and stochastic line cross above 20, which give you a rally to the upside on the weekly time frame. And it's very important because this cross will basically tell you that the general trend on the weekly is, more bullish than bearish. That's what this cross will give you. But as you can see, everything else on the weekly time frame is still bearish. So you're still bearish on your stochastic RSI. You still have no confirmation, and these are looking like they're going to cross down, not up, by the way. They look like they're going to go for a bearish cross. You are still bearish with the bearish EMA cross of the 18 and 30 EMA, which is not very good, obviously. You are still bearish on the MACD cross, obviously, which has been bearish since 29th of November. That's when they crossed bearish, and we've been bearish ever since, I think. Yeah, 29th of November. So we have been bearish on everything, even the RSI, except the squeeze indicator. So the squeeze indicator is a very unique indicator. Usually it's very hard to understand and very hard to use for trading, but usually when it's red, it's a good time to buy, and when it's green, it's a good time to sell. That's just putting it simply for everybody out there. But yeah, for me, weekly is still no bullish signal given, no confirmation signal given at all. Now I'm going to go to the 3-day chart to see what's up on the 3-day, because the 3-day last was very bearish. As you can see, the 3-day is currently holding above 50. So if this happens, if we can bullishly cross on the 3-day above the 50 stochastic RSI and go above 70, because going above 70 on the stochastic kind of gives you a rally, more of a real proper upside than just a day or two of pumps. If we could do that, then we could negate the other bearish indicators, because the 3-day MACD right now is looking very, very bearish. The RSI is still bearish. You're still not above 50, and your stochastic is so-so, is in between the lines, whereas your squeeze indicator is, it's bullish because it's red color. So what does that mean though? What does it mean if we do hold the 50 stochastic line, and what does it mean if we flip bearish on the bullish on the RSI, and so on and so forth? Well, that means, in my personal opinion, is I think at least another rejection of the EMAs. I don't want to sound too bearish, but the general trend is down. So and we don't really counter trade the trend, we always trade and we always analyze with the trend, not against it. But that means, in my personal opinion, that we might have a small upside towards the 3-day EMAs and then a drop after. So the 3-day EMAs are coming in around 41,500 and 43,760. So, and by the way, these keep moving, so these numbers will change. So till that happens, I still expect another drop, basically. The only way this scenario gets invalidated and we have a bullish scenario is if we start to close above $45,000. Now, I will give you what I see for a potential close above $45,000 because I see an Elliott wave formation happening for BTC, but it's not going to be confirmed until you break $45,800. Like, there's no way this Elliott wave happens, in my opinion. Obviously, we are also forming a double bottom type of structure, which is very bullish also. It's a very bullish pattern. But again, we don't trade patterns in my Discord, and even my TA students and my trading students, I don't really trade a pattern. I'm not really biased towards a pattern. I trade a breakout. That's what I trade. So the breakout will come around this area, which is coming in around like 43,200. So if BTC can manage to start closing above 42, no, well, actually slightly even more, around 44,000. So if BTC can close above 44,000, that's basically your breakout region. And then the measure move off this W pattern is around 54,000 to 53,000 BTC. Again, it's a pattern formation. It's a pattern trading. I don't really do these because they're not really accurate and measure moves don't really hit, but I'm just showing you what I see in the charts as well, so I can be as unbiased as possible. And obviously at the end of the video, I will tell you my general opinion of where I think this will go. So this is the 3-day chart. Now let's go to the daily, because the daily is very interesting. So the daily actually has flipped bullish. It has given us a stochastic RSI confirmation of a bullish upside right here, as you can see. And your MACD is slightly curving to the upside. RSI is slightly bearish, but generally speaking, the majority of the indicators are bearish, are bullish, not bearish. Now, obviously, as long as we're getting rejected from the EMAs, which are bearishly crossed, by the way, on the daily time frame, this is just gonna keep going downward. It's not gonna do anything amazing or wow. What we need for this bullish confirmation on the stochastic and these other indicators to basically get confirmed is a daily close above the EMA. So a daily close above 40,200, where we wicked, by the way. This is where our rejection happened. This is why I love these EMAs, the 18 and 30 EMA on any time frame. As you can see, we did wick on the 30 EMA on the daily time frame. That's where we got our rejection, and it's a very ugly looking rejection, an ugly looking bearish reversal candle. So if this closes like this and we get next day, so tomorrow, we get a bearish candle as well, so this will give us a confirmation that this inverted hammer is a bearish reversal candle, and that the reversal of this move to the upside has been confirmed. So we need, obviously, a candle on its own is nothing, it's just a candle. But if you get a confirmation of this candle that this is okay, that the reversal is here, and the confirmation will come obviously with a bearish candle, which is lower than this candle. So if you do that, then you would know that this has reversed, and then most likely this will do this. Okay? If you don't get a bearish confirmation for this reversal, then this candle is just a candle. It doesn't really mean anything. Obviously, the wick is looking very bad. Obviously, it means that there's a lot of selling pressure around $40,000. Obviously, everything is there in front of you, you can see it, but again, we don't really trade biased feelings in charts. We just trade confirmation. So as long as I get a bearish reversal, then most likely this will go to the downside. If we don't, then most likely this will go to the upside and break above 40. Now we do have I want to point out a few things. Obviously, first thing is let me just take out my fibs. hold up. So as you can see right now, we also wicked in the golden. So we also wicked around the golden pocket as well. So this EMA confluence that we had, this 30 EMA, was also in the golden pocket region of this move to the downside. So this is the 0.618 and this is the 0.5. This is what we call the golden pocket. This is where usually most rejections happen, or most bounces, depending on whether you are bullish or bearish in the trend. So we did get rejected over that area between the 0.618 and the 0.5, which was in confluence. What I need Bitcoin to do is at least a daily close above the 30 EMA, so at least a daily close above 40,300, so we can at least have more upside. But I gave this this tweet on Twitter, and I said that you have to be careful about this level, which is 42,600, because this 42,600 is an area of traded volume. As you can see over here on the VPVR, it means that there was a lot of trading volume over this area, and most likely it's going to act as very, very strong resistance. Very, very strong resistance. And I'm gonna show you one more thing. So I'm gonna just highlight this level right here, which is the 42,600 level around that area, which is also a 0.786 fib retracement. And I'm gonna go to the 3-day chart and show you one interesting thing as well, which is the 3-day 30 EMA. So the okay, so yeah, so the 3-day 30 EMA is right now coming in around 43,600, right? But these EMAs actually move to the downside. So if BTC, or if you see BTC near this 42,600 region, please be careful with these EMAs, because if this EMA, because they're gonna come closer and closer, right? So as this EMA comes closer and becomes a confluence point with previous confluence point as the VVVR, which is 42,600, then it will make this area a stronger resistance, and the likelihood of a rejection happening there will become greater and greater. Definitely. So this is what it's looking like to me, in my personal opinion. I'm gonna give you more analysis. Obviously, I'm gonna give you my personal opinion down the road after I finish all the analysis at the end of the video, obviously. But for now, I just want you to pay attention to this, because these EMAs will move closer and closer, and the closer they get to this area, then the likelihood of this area becoming a strong rejection area, giving us a lower high, becomes even higher, even more likely. Okay, let me last but not least, go to the 4-hour and the 2-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour, we are flipping bullish. Obviously, I'm expecting a pullback very soon. This is not going to stay like this forever. We are crossing bullish on the EMAs, on the 30 and 18 EMA on the 4-hour chart, which is coming in around 38,400. So I'm expecting a small pullback toward this region, hopefully holding this region, because you are also bearish on the 2-hour. You're expecting a pullback on the 2-hour, but I think so you can see as well here, your MACD is about to cross. You had a bearish divergence as well, so your price is going up, your RSI is going down. So all of this was pointing for a drop. So this is the drop happening in real time right now. And obviously, I believe it's going to be a weak drop. I don't think it's going to be a strong drop, but the key level that I want this drop to hold is basically this level, which is 38.3 or 38.4. I did state this in a Twitter update that this is a key level for me. I really need BTC to hold this level. If BTC fails to hold this level and closes below at least a 4-hour candle, so around 37,800 or 37,000 whatever, or just below this region, then most likely this just is another fake out with a potential kind of like a double top scenario on a drop. So just keep in mind, because this is going to be very, very dicey. If you see Bitcoin holding this 4-hour EMAs, so holding the 38,300 region, then most likely this will go one more time to the upside. Hopefully also breaking above 40K and going for that 42,500 region. I expect a rejection in there, partial or full rejection. I can't say for now. I need the data on that day, but a rejection nevertheless, especially with the fact that the 3-day EMA will be coming close to it if we get there, basically. So yeah, micro time frames are kind of bearish right now, showing us a small pullback, but like I said, I'm expecting this to go to $38,300 or $38,400, and probably a bounce over that area. Now, summarize. This is very interesting because I have two things that I want to talk about. So first of all, the summary is that the macro time frames, like the monthly time frame, are bearish still. We are still in a bear market. There's no escaping the bear market yet. There's no signs of escaping the bear market yet. So that's number one. Number two, don't expect bear market targets to be hit in a day or two. As you could see in 2017, it took us 5 months to capitulate, to lose that horizontal level of support. Now, our horizontal level of support currently is 30,000. So if it's going to take us 5 months to capitulate, you get the idea. So it's not going to happen in a day or two. It will take time. So my best advice is to play smartly throughout this time. Accumulate low prices on your special tokens and try to lower your dollar cost average, and always keep USDT on hand for that lower drop. Because I'm 70% in USDT, 30% in the market, and that's how I'm going to stay. I'm going to be playing with my 30%, but I'm not touching the 70% till at least I have confirmation of a bull run resumption or a bear market bottom. That's me. So that is the monthly. The weekly time frame is obviously also bearish. It's not very bullish, as you can see over here. Your weekly EMAs are coming in closer and closer, and these are rejection EMAs, obviously. So whatever these are, if you see the price of BTC near these EMAs, just expect another rejection on the EMAs. Now, sometimes we do wick above them slightly and drop, but if we do, we're going to analyze it for sure. For now, this is the general trend, in my opinion, and this is what we need to be focusing on. 3-day chart is actually looking kind of slightly bullish if we can hold above the stochastic RSI, which is above 50. But I still think even if we do hold above the stochastic RSI, I think there will be a strong point of rejection around $42,600, especially because of the fact that the 3-day EMA, I'm suspecting this to go to that 42,500 because these EMAs moves. So I'm suspecting it to go to 42,600 in the next couple of days and then probably get rejected there. Now, again, partial or full rejection, I can't say for sure. But most likely it's going to be a proper rejection, not like a $100 rejection. I think it's going to be a proper rejection. Maybe a proper pullback. If it's bullish, it's going to be a proper pullback. If it's bearish, it's going to be a proper drop. Let's make it like that. That's terminology is even better. Now, the daily time frame is actually bullish, but I will not be comfortable unless BTC closes the daily above 40,400, because anything between 40,300 and 41,500 is the golden pocket region. But at least if we do close above $40,000 on the daily and we stay above it for 2-3 days, then most likely we will see that 42,500 region and even higher. There is a bullish side because we do have a bullish W pattern forming, and we do have an Elliott wave forming as well, which I will tell you about after I give you my final analysis. Micro timeframes are bearish. I expect a pullback to like 38,400, I think, and I think the pullback will hold. I don't think it will drop. I think we'll go for another upside, and I think we might do a proper pullback once we reach that region of $42,500 or even slightly less, maybe $41,000, because the $41,000 area is also the 0.618. So it's always going to be a rejection. So just be careful, because this region between 40,000.5 to 42,000.5, so 40.5 to 42.5 is a rejection area in my opinion. It's not a bullish area to be in. Now, what about the bullish perspective? What about so everything sounds bearish, but there is bullish news, obviously. Even though the indicators on the high time frames like the weekly are still not bullish, and even though the 3-day is bullish, obviously slightly bullish, still not confirmed, but and the daily is bullish, confirmed, and we have concerns, obviously, but we have also bullish aspects, which I'm going to be talking about as well. So one of the bullish aspects that I see is that I see a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave formation forming. Now, why do I think it's an Elliott wave? Well, number one, so I'm going to just show you the count that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a count of 1 here, and this is a 2. That's what I think. And I have a potential 3 and a 4 and then a potential 5, right? Now, how do we measure these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s? I'm going to just give you, I'm just going to do this live with you because I still haven't done it yet. So I'm going to take my fib extension for wave 1 and extend it here to the bottom of wave 2. So usually this wave 3 could go in the best case scenario to the 1618, which is $55,000, okay? And in the worst case scenario, it could go to 1, which is 47,458, which is, by the way, obviously another key level. As you can see, it is a supply zone. It was a previous supply zone, which probably will flip to resistance as well. Now, most likely, this is a very, very legit scenario. Now, and after this scenario gets hit, the Elliott wave, your Elliott wave 3 will have an Elliott wave 4, right? Now, the Elliott wave 4 I'm going to also be measuring it for you, assuming that we are counting properly and assuming that we are following the Elliott waves properly, which we are, obviously. Well, Elliott wave 4 usually retraces to at least like so. It's the weakest of the retraces, so I'm gonna put it right there because it usually retraces around 40% of wave 3 to 0.382 or 0.41 or the 0.410, which is the 42,500 level, which we talked about earlier in the video, which makes total sense. If we break 42,500, which is a huge area of traded volume, then most likely on the retest it should hold. So this is another one that, in my opinion, so I'm just gonna put these like this, like that. Now, Elliott wave 5 is kind of interesting. Obviously, very, 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 very interesting in my opinion. Elliott wave 5 usually is equal to 100% of wave 1. So if you take your fib extension again, you measure your wave 1 and you pull it to your wave 4, then you can see your wave 1 going to your wave 5 going to $55,000. But I'm being too bullish right now here. This will only happen if a proper bull trap happens on the weekly time frame, which still didn't happen at all. So I'm gonna be slightly more conservative and put this around this area, which is the 0.786. And this is what you might see. This is what might happen on the bullish case. Now, the bullish case obviously is dependent on this level being broken, on 45,800 being broken. If this level doesn't break, there's no way that this bullish case happens. There's no way that you have a potential Elliott wave forming. Obviously, after the Elliott wave forms, you will have a big ABC correction. Now, the ABC correction is debatable. It could go A, it could go A, it could go A. But what I could tell you for sure is you don't want your A to drop below your wave 4. Because if your A drops below your wave 4, which is 42,500, then this is a lower low being formed. So what happens later is a lower high, which is basically your B formation. And then after that, you have a lower low again, which is your C formation. So you might tap again this area one more time. And like I said, this will probably be giving us a similar scenario to 2017, where we're forming a horizontal level of support and we're just ranging around that level, ranging till finally we're going to retest it one more time and drop from it. So we have to pay attention. Obviously, this yellow line is very important, obviously, for me as well. I don't want to see daily closes below this yellow line. If we do see a daily close below this yellow line, then the middle of the yellow line will be retested. And you see the middle of the yellow line is like $28,000. So even less now. Today it's like 26,000, but in the future it's going to be like 28,000. So this is what I potentially see for the bullish case. I see a potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott wave formation with an ABC correction. Obviously, the ABC correction is debatable. I cannot be for sure until I have the data to try to analyze where it goes. But this is the bullish case. The bearish case, obviously, you know it already. If we cannot break above 42,600, then most likely this will drop again once more till it gives us a final bottom, till we have a proper rally to the upside. So yeah, guys, this is it for the analysis. I'm very sorry it took so long, but there's a lot to explain. I really urge you to watch the video as much as you can. Follow me on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with my tweets. I post a lot of stuff on Twitter. If you want to inquire about my private Discord group, you can also message me on my private Telegram. Links of these, both the Twitter and the private Telegram, are in the description below. So you can message me and I'll probably reply to you with any answer or any question that you ask me. So thank you again for watching the video, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekends, and I will see you again next time. Bye bye, guys.